Hello everyone, welcome to the WordPress Quickies. My name is Will Brown, and it's the WordPress Quickies, bite-sized WordPress tips and tricks in 30 minutes or less. Sorry if we're getting a little bit of echo. I'll try and fix that during the feed. So today's topic is going to be Amazon Alexa. So how cool would it be to send, to receive notifications from your WordPress website on your Amazon Echo device? So today, that's what I'm going to be showing you, how to get started in sending those notifications from WordPress directly to Amazon Alexa using webhooks. And specifically, I'm going to be showing you how to send notifications from a Gravity form submission and a WooCommerce order. Now, you don't need to be a developer to use this code. You can copy and paste that into your functions.php file or the specific area. However, this is an advanced topic. So if you're a beginner, don't get bogged down with all the code that if you don't understand anything. We're all beginners once. So just try and follow along and just see how cool it is. And so thanks for taking the time to join me on this lovely but slightly chilly Sydney afternoon. Welcome those people who are overseas, the regular viewers as well here in Australia, and to those watching on replay as well. Drop us your name and where you're from in the comments, just so I know who's online today. And if you're watching on YouTube, click on that subscribe button and that little ding notification just to get my latest video updates. If you're on Facebook as well, you can give me a big thumbs up from there. So we have Free Trump, who's sending us good vibes. Thank you very much. Good vibes back to you. Jean as well from the Central Coast. Thank you so much for joining us today. So this is going to be a little bit of a technical one today. Just waiting for some extra people to join us. Joey J from Singapore, as always. Joey's again, along with Jean, some of our regular WPQuickies viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to ask questions, if you have any questions during this, pop them in the comments below, and start with them #ask, just so I know I can easily scroll through and find all those comments for you. So you got Mr. Meowpoos. Howdy, how are you going? Matthew's joined us as well. He believes we still have an Amazon Echo device or the app with a skill installed. Yep, I'm going to explain it all as I go through it, Matthew. So don't worry about that. If any of you guys are a beginner, that's okay. I'm going to explain the process and how you go through that. Okay, I am going to get on with it because there's a lot to get through today. I see it's quite a technical talk, but kind of bear with me. I've got my friend Amazon Alexa here as well, just so you can see the notification that comes on. I'll just remove them from the screen just now. But let's get into it. So we're talking about sending notifications from WordPress to Alexa. We're going to be doing that using something called webhooks. Now, if you haven't, if you don't know what webhooks are, you can have a look at my replay. So I did an earlier WPQuickies on WooCommerce webhooks. So you can search that within YouTube. You can search WooCommerce webhooks and WPQuickies, and the URL is there on the screen if you need that. But it's easy to search. I think it's the only one that comes up in that search term. But in summary, a webhook is basically a fancy way of saying an HTTP request. So that's a protocol that pushes and pulls website data. So every time you refresh a website page, you're pulling down CSS, you're pulling down JavaScript files. Your WordPress website is pushing data from the server to your client. So that's the way that HTTP works. It's push and pull, and there's other commands, but we're just really talking about push and pull at the moment. So webhook is basically a fancy term for that, so an HTTP request. So today, as I say, we are pushing data from WordPress to Amazon, and this particular type of webhook is called a webhook push or an HTTP post request. But don't get bogged down on the technicalities at the moment. This is more a demonstration for today. So before we get started with the code, let's review what we are trying to achieve. So we have WordPress as the first layer, and Amazon's Echo as the final layer. Now, in order to talk to Amazon's Echo's API. And this requires a lot of authentication. So if you're doing it on your own, it requires a lot of code. So we're talking about API keys, we're talking about authentication, we're talking about code in between, and creating an Alexa skill as well. Now that's a lot of work, and I do encourage you to learn more about developing Amazon skills kind of outside the WordPress area if you are a developer. However, we don't have time for that in today's WP Quickies. So we're going to take a little bit of a shortcut, and we're going to use an existing skill and service called Notify Me from Toptronics. I hope I pronounced that correct. Now I'm just going to drop a link in the comments. You can have a look at that there. We've got another couple of people on. So Rick from Florida. Hi, Rick. How you doing, buddy? Great. Thanks for joining me in from Florida. Okay, so that link below will take you to the actual page where the Notify Me service is on. If you want to add it to your Amazon Alexa, then you just basically go onto your Amazon.com website or Amazon.com.au here in Australia. So the Notify Me Alexa skill, it simplifies this process of sending notifications to your Amazon Echo device using a simple API and a secret key. So you don't have to get involved in all the development with the Amazon APIs. You don't have to create authentication. You don't have to, build your own code to send and push stuff. So we're using an external third-party service. It is free. So log into your Amazon store and search the Notify Me skill, and there's the screenshot so you can know exactly what it is that you're looking for. Now, I'm not going to cover how to set up the skill on your Amazon device. Just note that it took me about 2 minutes to complete. So it's a fairly simple process. The only thing you have to remember is when you're installing the skill, remember to launch the skill. So say Alexa, open Notify Me, or Alexa, launch the Notify Me skill. And that will start the process and will trigger an email that's sent out from Notify Me with all your setup instructions, your super secret access code, and a link to the documentation as well. Suffice to say that you should not share your Notify Me access code with anyone. Otherwise, you're basically giving people direct access to push notifications onto your Amazon Echo, which is a very bad thing to do. So hopefully I've not shared my secret key anywhere on these slides. We'll find out soon, I guess. Okay, let's go on. Okay, so using the Notify Me API. Basically, it's super simple to use. Here are the webhook specs. So we have a URL, that's a webhook URL, and we send data to. It's on port number 433, but it doesn't really require you to put in the port number anywhere in WordPress or for this particular code. It supports 3 methods, post, put, and get, but it generally kind of ignores them because we're just really using post at the moment. But you can force it to do a get request, but it's not going to do anything. So just leave the defaults alone. The next part, so that's the webhook URL, that's the method. The next part is the data packet that we're sending out from WordPress. Now there's 2 ways to do it. One is a URL parameter, and another one is the actual data as well, if you want to send it as a particular request. From there. So the URL parameters, that's using the question mark and the parameters. So notification equals, and then that's what you want Alexa to say, your super secret access code, and your title string as well. Now I'm just, let's see, yep, so I've got a fake request here. So here's an example of a URL request. So if you were to copy that into your browser, it's not going to do anything as well because that access key isn't correct. But that shows you one way, one format. And so you can see here the webhook URL ends with Notify Me and a question mark. Then we've got the parameters notification equals. So notification is the text that you want Alexa to say in response. And this one is set to hello world. So she's going to say hello world. Then the next, you got ampersand and access code. That's the next URL parameter equals. And then that's your super secret key there, and that's just a fake one that I put in there. But that gives you an example of how easy it is to push data using this service onto your Amazon Alexa device. But we are going to be doing webhooks today. So the first example is sending a Gravity form submission notification. Now this is using the webhooks, the Gravity Forms webhooks add-on, and I'll copy the link down here below. So you can have a look at that. Now, this is on the Elite subscription. So I've been a Gravity Forms user for a long, long time. And I got my pricing locked in when they were, I think it was unlimited developer for $99 US a month. So now they've went to a new subscription model. I believe Webhooks is just on, it's on the top tier, Elite. But this is what we're using today as an example. So you can have a look at that and see how useful it might be to you if you want to upgrade your license. Righty-ho, let's jump into it. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger just so that you can see exactly where I'm navigating around. So here we are in a WordPress and WordPress admin dashboard. What you want to do is you want to navigate to the settings. So go into forms and edit a form. So basically choose a form that you want to send notifications from. And then within that form, in editing mode, click on settings. As you can see that highlighted there, and then all the way down to webhooks. And that's going to show you, these are called feeds. So this is called a webhook feed. And you can see I've got a little example one in there just now. That's called send to Alexa, and it's got the webhook URL in there as well. So let's have a little bit closer look at what is in this feed. Let's see, can you see that one? Is that one the same? Maybe I've got an extra one. Oh, no, sorry, I've got the wrong one in there. So I'll maybe have a look later when we do a little bit of a live. I'm going to do a live demo in the moment. So let me just change. Let's see, change the screen, and I'll actually show you. Let's do a little bit of a demo. Okay. Let's see if we can share. I'm gonna just copy this. So just bear with me when I do these little demonstrations. Let's see if I can drag this onto the other screen. Okay, so stop share. Okay, that's me. Hi. Let's see, share tab. Chrome tab. Or should I just do screen? Let me just do the screen. It's probably easier to show you what's happening. Share screen. And add that. Okay, there we go. So this one here is, let me just see, this one, yeah, there we go. So I know it's a little bit small, sorry for that, but yeah, I'll copy the link for the presentation. You can see the pictures in there. But generally, what we have from this one is I've got the name called send to Alexa. I've got the request URL, which is the webhook one from Notify Me. The request method is set to post. The request format is set to JSON. Request headers, I have none in here. And the request body, I've got select fields down here. I'm sorry, I can't make it any bigger at the moment. Maybe I could, let's see, can I zoom this in? Go a little bit bigger, but it's not scrolling. Okay, sorry about that. We'll just return that back to 100. Okay, so at the bottom, I've got field values, and these are the data that's being sent from Gravity Forms onto this Notify Me service. So the first one I've got is the notification. So these are the parameters I was talking about in a couple of slides back. We've got access code, and then we've got title. We don't really need title, just notification and access code. So notification is what you want Alexa to say. And access code is your super secret access code, which that is my one there, but it's all kind of blurred out at the moment. So let's have a look at an example of what it's going to do. This one here. Okay, so this is the form. It's just in demo mode, so in preview mode, but it's going to work exactly the same as it would on the live. So I'm going to type in, let's just put this up here. I'm going to add Alexa to the name. I'm going to turn her mute button off. I'll leave it on actually. Off. Okay. So name, I'm going to give this SpongeBob SquarePants. I really hope this works. It's been working all morning, but you know, this is a live demo, so we'll see. 04 55. So this is a callback form. Give me a call back. No. And when's the best time to give you a call? Well, let's just say tomorrow between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Okay, so I'm going to submit this. So just imagine this is on a real website. We've got our Alexa here. Where are we?
Welcome home.
Oh, sorry. This is why you should always put her on mute. So we're going to submit that. Let's have a look. That form's been submitted. Fingers crossed, this works. Oh my goodness. There we go. So we've got the Alexa notification. Alexa, play my notification.
One new notification from Notify Me. SpongeBob SquarePants requested a callback on 0455 555 555 from 0 Point Development website. Best time to call back SpongeBob is tomorrow between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m.
How cool is that? Such Gravity forms. Sending on a form submission. It's grabbed in some of the data, it's sent it to Alexa, and Alexa now tells me that there's somebody looking for a callback on my website. Yeah, and it gives her the phone number as well and when to call them. What do you think about that? That's pretty cool. Let's just got a question. What plugin to be installed in WordPress feature? So we are installing the Gravity Forms, which is the main plugin we're using. We've got an Elite license, which is the top tier license, and it's the add-on, it's the Webhooks add-on that we are using today. Let me just get back on this. Okay. So thank you for your question. That's good. Let's go back to the presentation. So just find my navigation. Okay, so we've done that. Oh, there we go, actually. There's the form, dear. They're all out of order. So that was the form that we used for the webhooks. It's the webhooks feed. So you see it's got name, request URL, post JSON, and then we've got our data down the bottom down there. Now let's have a look a little bit closer at the notification key and the value for that. You can't really see what information that is just now because it's like a really, really small field on the screenshot as well. So let's have a quick look at what that one actually contains. So and this is the value that's contained in that short field that you saw on the Gravity form on the webhook feed. So it's got these little curly brackets, and the little curly brackets is data from within the form itself. So we're getting the first name and the last name that the person entered in the form. And then we've got a little bit of text that says request a call back on, and then we're grabbing the phone number that they put in, and then from, and then I've got my website name, and then the best time to call back, and then you're using the person's first name again in the curly braces is, and then the last part of the data is the time that they entered. So that little bit of text that they entered in the last field on the form. Now, a quick note is if you, when I was playing around with this, if you want Alexa to speak a phone number, enclose it in quotes. Okay, so you see here, I've got request callback on, and then the curly brackets phone, and that's the field for the phone number. But I've put it in curly brackets. Can I do that? There we go. Yeah, curly quotes. Because if you don't do that, if you just leave it blank and it's a number, Alexa is going to convert that into a number. So the phone number is 0455555555. Hope that's, I don't know whose number that is, so I hope it's not your one. It's going to be spoken as a number. So Alexa will say 455,555,555. But if you put it into inverted commas, she's going to translate that into spoken words. So the phone number will be spoken as 0455 555. Okay, so it's a little bit of tip there. I got a bit confused the very first time when she started to talk about the phone number being in the millions. I'm like, what? So there's a little bit of tip, but how cool is that? That's really, really awesome. Yes, free Trump. So Gravity Forms is a paid premium forms plugin, and it requires a license. I have a top tier license I locked in many years ago, and this add-on is available on the top tier license. But if this is something you want to do, if you want to enhance your automations, start to make home automations and things, that you're going to need one of the top tier licenses. So it's not free. It's a paid version, Trump. So hopefully have a play around with that. Okay, there's a little example. So how do I get those fields from the form. Well, in order to get those fields, there's a little icon there. And it looks like a little picture with some lines out, like a page with some lines. Click on that, and it drops down a list of all the fields that are available on the form that the person has filled in. So first name, last name, phone, and then the last one is, when is the best time. You click on that, and it puts the little field name in with the curly braces, and then it will send that data to Alexa. So that's how you get that bit of data. So you can start personalizing those forms. And do you want to do a little demo again? I think we'll maybe try that one again. I won't share my screen, but I'll just refresh this page and get Alexa to send that one again. So I'm going to do another name. I'm going to do Bobley. And my phone number I'll say is 123 675. And then what's the best time to call? Tomorrow at 7 p.m. And I'm going to submit that. Let me just bring Alexa up. There we go. I've got a notification. And Alexa, play my notification.
One new notification from Notify Me. Bob Bobaloo requested a callback on 0123 654 785 from 0 Point Development website. Best time to call back Bob is tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Awesome. That's cool. All right. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now if you don't have a Gravity Forms Elite license, if you don't have access to that, don't worry. Don't worry at all. You can use a little bit of code. Let's see, I'll copy this here. Okay, so you can use that little bit of code. So if you don't have an Elite license, if you don't have access to the Webhooks add-on, you can always use some code in your functions.php file. Now, I don't expect you to understand this code. I'm not going to run through it all today, but just going to tell you the very, very brief. So we're creating a function. Function gives you access to the entry and the form. And basically what I have here is I'm defining the URL to send it to. I've got a fake secret API number. I'm basically testing to see if the form ID equals 12, which was that particular form. If it is, then I'm getting the first name, last name, the phone number out of the entry. I'm then concatenating them together to make a sentence. And then I've got some arguments that I'm using to build the data packet to send to Notify Me, which is notification, and the super secret access code. And I'm using the WordPress API call called WP remote post and send it to the URL with the data there. And then we're hooking that into Gravity Form submission at the bottom there, using the GForm after submission hook and giving it the function name. So if you don't have that Webhooks add-on, then you can always write some code for free. That doesn't require any particular license. You can use that on Gravity Form. You have to have Gravity Forms, of course, but you don't have to have the Elite license for that. You just have a standard license. Matthew says, regarding automation, it'll be even cooler if you could also integrate with Amazon Honeycode. Yeah, it would be, but I don't have any time to do that today, Matthew, but that's a great suggestion. Okay, let's jump over. I know we're getting a little bit close to the end of time. Let's jump over to WooCommerce. Let's do some WooCommerce stuff as well. So WooCommerce order notification to Amazon. It's using the same principles. But WooCommerce, it comes with some webhooks out of the box, so we don't have to buy any extra add-ons. So there's no extra paid add-ons for this particular one. So when you're in WooCommerce, navigate into your dashboard, WooCommerce, and then settings, and then go to the advanced tab, and then you click on the webhooks there. Now you can see here, I've already got this webhook created, and one called Notify Alexa. You can see it's active. The topic is order.created. And the delivery URL there for the Notify Me URL. And so a quick look. So there's the webhook data. So this is editing this webhook, and you can see it's got a name, status is active. We've got the topic. Now, when you click on that, it's going to bring down a little list of different things you can do with WooCommerce. So you can do like coupons, you can do order pending, all that sort of stuff. But this one is for order created. The delivery URL, the secret there, that is not the Notify Me secret thing. That's a secret thing that WooCommerce creates for the webhook, so you can if you want to, or you really should test to make sure that that's the proper secret, that's the proper data that's coming from WooCommerce. So that's a WooCommerce thing, that's not a notify me. And then just leave it on the API version 3, which is the latest one. Now, you're going to need the ID of the webhook to know which one you want to hook into. And you can find the ID. So if you go into that webhooks area, if you hover over Notify Alexa or hover over your webhook, it's going to show you the ID at the bottom there, along next to the edit and the delete button. So note the ID number. This one is number 1. Here is the code again. So this is some code you're going to have to copy and paste into your functions.php file. Have you done? So functions.php of your active theme file from there. So copy that stuff in there. I know it's a bit small. Again, I'm just going to go quickly through it. I'm not going to explain line by line. But basically, we're creating a function. The function has some data that we can grab in. Here, one is the ID, which is the webhook ID. And we're basically saying if it is number 1, if it's that webhook with that ID, then we're going to get some order information from WooCommerce. And then we're going to build the payload. So we've got the access code, and it's the super secret API key, which I've hidden my one there. The notification, we're building up this message that we want to send Alexa. So it's going to say there's a new order, basically. And then we're going to return that payload in, and we're hooking that into a filter. And the filter is WooCommerce_webhook_payload. And this is the method that WooCommerce uses to fire off the API request, which the Webhooks is part of. So let's have a little bit of a demo and see if we can get this one working. Let's drag this onto the screen here. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that okay. I'm going to bring Alexa back into the fold. Right, so where are we? So here's the webhook data that we're talking about. I have my orders here. Okay, so this is just a new order. So I'm going to do this manually, but this would work exactly the same if it was for somebody adding an order live on your website. But I'm just going to add one manually in the dashboard. So let's add an order. It's a little bit slower because it's a kind of live, demo live website. So I'll grab in some information. I'm going to put my first name as, let's fill in some stuff there. Now I'm going to do SpongeBob again. Now the code grabs the first and last name from the order. Just a little bit of customization. That's why I'm filling that out here. Let's add a product. It doesn't matter which one. This is just a demo. There we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I will create that order, and then fingers crossed, and that will send it through to Alexa. So I'm going to turn her on at the moment. Let's create. So that's creating an order in the back end of the WooCommerce dashboard. So that's it done, but it's not going to kick off a notification just yet. WooCommerce uses something called scheduling. So I'm just going to go into the action scheduler here. And you can see that it's got quite a few pending things there. The one we want to do is webhook. So let's just run that. You don't have to do this. It does it in a few seconds anyway. I'm just trying to speed things up. So let's run that. Let's send the webhook data. Okay, and fingers crossed. Here we go. Alexa, play notifications.
One new notification. From Notify Me. There is a new pending order on the ZPD website from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Cool. So that's so she said there's a new pending order on the website, and I got the website information from the code, the website title, and she said it's pending, and from the person as well. So a little bit of automation there. Let me just get the right things. I'll take Alexa off the screen. I'm gonna get this back on, get my navigation, and there. So that's us done. That was a quick demo. I know we've just hit 30 minutes, so I wanted to try and cram as much as we could into there. So we've done gravity forms, so a submission, a form submission. using the webhooks, or we could use some code as well to paste the code in, so we don't need to use that particular add-on. So you could use Gravity Forms just with a standard license. I think it's about $49 US, and then just add that code in your functions.php file for free, and that's going to send information, notifications to Alexa. And then we've done WooCommerce, so WooCommerce order created. So that could be on a live site, it could be when someone creates a new order, it could be when an order's set to processing or an order's being declined, so you could automate that stuff. So if an order's not worked properly, then you can maybe follow that up with the customer, but you're getting advanced notifications directly to your Alexa device. So I think that's pretty cool, and I love home automation. So I really did enjoy doing this this little demonstration here. I think it's really cool. I've not seen any other demos for WordPress and Amazon Echo devices. Now you can also use the same thing with Zapier, or Zapier, I don't know how they pronounce it. So Zapier, it's a service as well. So you can use that to hook or combine WordPress with Alexa. They've got recipes for that. But yeah, that's a paid service as well for doing that. But I'm just showing you how to do it natively, because that's what I like to do. So if you've got any other questions, you can pop them in the comments just now. Otherwise, while I'm waiting for that, if no one's got any questions at the moment, next week I am going to be looking at Gravity Forms 2.2. So that's a good segue from this topic into next week's. So Gravity Forms, they have just released a new version, 2.5, sorry, and it's been a big revamp, so they've kind of blockified the whole interface, and they've got some new features in that as well. So we're going to take a quick run through, see what is new in Gravity Forms next week. And so if you're interested in that, join me next week. I do this every week on Thursday, 1 p.m. Sydney time. Again, I'm always looking for topics, so if you've got any other suggestions, please fill out the form. There's a link in the comments down below, the rebranding one, and that's a Google form, so just let me know some topics that I can do in 30 minutes or less. And just a little bit of shout out as well for WPaustralia.org. So some of us meetup organizers were trying to get back to physical meetups, so we're in talks with our venues. But if you want to find out a meetup in WordPress, whether it's online or physical, you can go to WPaustralia.org and click on the Find Meetup button. It'll tell you all the ones that are running just now. And as well, there's a Join Slack button there. We all can hang out on Slack, so you can meet us in the community, ask questions, just get to know people as well. A quick shout out for my website owner survival guide. From there, you can get more information in the comments below the video as well, and happy to connect with you guys as well. Mostly on LinkedIn under Developer Will. Sometimes I'm on Instagram at willbright_au, and rarely I'm on Twitter at Developer Will. But you're happy to get in contact with me, hit me up on LinkedIn. Leave a little note to say where you got my contact details from, and I'm happy to connect with you. So guys, thank you very much for today. Thank you for your questions. Thanks for bearing with me. The demos and with little Alexa here, she's all turned off because every time I see her name, she asks me what I'm talking about or what I want to do. But thanks so much, and I will connect with you next week, guys. Ciao.